Meet Jason. Jason was a project manager in construction, and in the last 2 years, he bought 8 businesses. Today, we're bringing you the story of his first few deals.
Well, I worked for over 20 years as a project manager and general manager at a small remodeling company. So that's been my background, has been in construction. And that's what I started doing for acquisition as well, because I really like that field. Yeah, so that's how I got started.
When it comes to picking the sector, everyone have different sectors that they have in mind, and there's no sector that is better than anyone else. In the end of the day, you can make money in any sector, but you gotta pick something based on your experience, your background, and your passion in staying in that lane. I always tell people that money alone isn't enough. Hear how Jason picked his sector.
Well, I put a lot of thought into it because I wanted to make some changes to really grow and expand and kind of push myself to really do what I'm capable of doing. And so I wanted to really think carefully about what would get me excited, what I really enjoy doing, because I think that's pretty critical to understand that before you start doing acquisition, because just making money, is not a big enough reason for me alone. That's definitely part of it. But I wanted to choose a field that I was passionate about, and I like building things.
Look, in the end of the day, it's all about your mindset. If you don't know what's your vision, you don't have a specific goals, which can be impact to your community, saving jobs, helping other people grow in that sector, it's going to be very difficult if your only goal is financial. Everyone is changing after buying businesses. Hear how Jason feel like he changed personally.
I'm a lot happier, for one, because I'm really on something that I really enjoy doing, and I'm overcoming barriers and things that can be daunting. But overcoming those things is what kind of gives me happiness, and it's had a lot of success, income-wise, and of course that's always makes you happy, make lots of money. But just the demonstration to myself of my ability to actually accomplish these things is very satisfying. It breeds a kind of a building of momentum on these things. So I feel like I can take on more and more and more and bigger things. So my confidence has gone way up. My happiness has gone way up. I'm making a heck of a lot more money than I ever made before. And then I have a lot of great staff, and I've got a lot of great jobs for over 75 people now.
When it comes to finding deals, there's a lot of ways to do that, right? If it's using our network of brokers, if it's going out there and building outreach and different systems to find off-market opportunities, either way, you gotta build the systems and keep the follow-up going all the time. A lot of people don't want to buy businesses. Would Jason suggest others to start in this journey?
I think the key thing is, whether it's acquisition or just anything in life, whether you want to be an artist or you want to climb, Mount Everest, you have to focus on things that you really believe in and are passionate about, because otherwise you're going to lose interest, or you're going to lose your momentum and not persevere when you get into a tight spot or something that's difficult. So whatever it is you're passionate about, I think that's the key thing to winning at this. And if you want to make money, if that's what you have dreams of, having grand estates and, airplanes or whatever it is that excites you, you got to find a field that excites you as well. Because, the money's not going to just drop into your lap. You got to pick something that you feel strongly about.
When it comes to making an offer on a business, in the end of the day, a business is worth what someone's willing to pay for it. And your responsibility is to find and understand what's the other side looking for and how motivated they are to sell the business, and based on that, come up with your first offer, or ideally hear what's the first ideal offer from the seller to start with. Many people ask me, how do you structure deals? Well, let's hear how Jason bought a masonry business.
Yeah, there's a masonry business that I wanted to purchase to add on to another one that I just purchased. I really wanted it because it had a certain product that is used in chimneys that nobody else in the region had, and it could be very lucrative. So with that one, what I did is I didn't pay any money down, and the company wasn't making a lot of money. It was making a couple $100,000 a year, pretty small. So I worked out a price for the guy. I was making him, basically as a combination of a profit sharing for the first year where he was getting the bulk of the profits and I was paying a very low monthly payment to him. And then the second year, which is coming up here pretty soon, his profit gets cut down to just 50% and my payments increase slightly. And then the third and fourth year, it decreases his equity portion as well. So essentially it became a profit sharing of the business, which diminished over time. And then my payments to him increased over time. So this one, I did it this way because I knew it was going to take some time to develop and market this product that it has, and also to train some staff to be able to support larger amounts of delivery. So the first year, I knew I wasn't going to make a lot of money, but I was going to make enough to cover everything, make a little bit extra. And next year, I'll start really pushing on the marketing, which I've already done most of the homework on. And then we'll, see where it goes from there. But that was a clever one, I thought. It worked out for both of us. He got a better payment, like an overall total amount for the business, but it enabled me to get into it without using really any money, except for what the business itself was supporting already.
When it comes to financing the deal or structuring the deal, a lot of ways to do that. Seller financing is one of the most common one, and it's a great way to align between the seller and the buyer, you, and making sure that the seller have some skin in the game in the transition period. Why would someone even sell his business? Well, hear what Jason had to say about it.
Well, he just wanted to do other things. He wanted to retire in sorts. He wanted to do some traveling. He's in his 60s, so he wanted to just phase out of working so much. Even though this one was a fairly small business, he wanted to, it still took a lot of his time. For me, those are my ideal clients, or people that they're looking to exit their business. They want to enjoy life or whatever, or retire.
After you buy the business, your biggest challenge is not necessarily going to be financial or professional issues. A lot of it is going to come down to the culture and the people you have around you. So when you're looking at a deal to start with, make sure you build the right rapport with the seller and make sure that this is a person you want to see yourself working for the next 1, 3, 5, potentially 10 years. Because it's not just him that you're going to work with, but it's all the employees, and you want to make sure that the values are aligned and all of you understand where you want to take the business to the next level. So look at that before you just look at the financials of a business.